Hello, Spirit message. Spirit has been pushing this one a lot to appreciate what you already have, what's happening, what you've asked for, what's come to fruition, and really appreciate that before you start moving on to the next thing. And I have ADHD, so I move quickly anyway. I'm also a manifesting generator, which is also a quick mover. So usually, with whatever I'm doing, I'm like, okay, that's done. Now I can move on. So Spirit's really pushing lately to really appreciate. Like, I've worked for many years to leave my corporate position, and it happened a couple of months ago, and I was like, okay, and then I move on. But it was something big that I had been wanting forever. So you have to really, and Spirit's really pushing that, really appreciating what you've accomplished. And I'm not very good at patting myself on the back either. So, all that you've accomplished, my spiritual business, my freelance business, my kids, my college degrees, all those things, you have to learn to really appreciate where you're at. Even if it's something small, you have to really figure out how to appreciate it. And, it really, my Akashic program started last week, and I have 5 beautiful souls in there. And it's like I didn't even give myself permission to be excited about that. It's like, okay, now I need to do so and so, so I switched web platforms and I had to redo my website. If anybody does website work, so it's really, Spirit's really pushing that everybody really sit and appreciate and take time with where they're at, with what they've accomplished. Doesn't really matter if sorry, I have a lap buddy. She's hanging out on my heated blanket on my lap. So it's hard for me to get close to my desk. So sit in there and really appreciate what is happening, what you've asked for, even if it's hard things. What are the lessons that you learned from those hard things? What did you pull through in those hard things? And try not to move on to your next task item until you really sit and appreciate what you accomplished and what you got out of whatever you were asking for. And you really have to sit in that appreciation, because that's something that I've not really ever practiced in my life. I'm just really kind of have been a survival person. I do what I got to do, and then I go to the next thing. So for me in my spiritual and healing journey, that is something that I'm definitely working on, and Spirit definitely brought it forward for me to pay attention to, and Spirit's really been pushing it lately. My Akashic program, having 5 people in there, is an amazing gift, and I appreciate all of them, and I'm excited to see where they go, and there's so much excitement and joy for me in that, but yet I didn't really express how much excitement or joy. And it's really hard for me to describe why or even understand. It's like, okay, now what do I need to do? So, sit with the appreciation of whatever you're asking for, whatever you're manifesting, whatever you're creating, whatever you're healing through, whatever you're processing. If you're developing your gifts, if your gifts really take a shift and they go up because you're doing the work, you're healing, you're processing, you're doing all the things, and you're not appreciating like what Spirit's bringing you, or like, okay, so now you're working with your spirit team, you're trying to create signs with them, and you're starting to get the signs, and the signs are starting, can't speak today, the signs are starting to become more consistent. Are you appreciating that? Are you excited about that? Or are you just like, okay, now what? Now what do I got to do? Or I'm not seeing Spirit strong, or I'm not, so you have to really sit with, okay, I really caught all my spirit signs today. I really feel like, so for me, my spirit team touches me. That's the signs that I created with my spirit team. So I know when they're touching me, something's up, something that is more than just like a thought or something cool happening or coming into my mind. So you really have to create and develop that with Spirit, and that appreciation for Spirit coming through for you catching on what Spirit is bringing to you, so you really have to have that appreciation in all things in your life. And my son is not really in the mom stage anymore. He's almost 14. So um I try to like give him a little healing every morning just by like putting my hand on his back or something, and he's not done with that anymore. So I just give me 3 seconds. You know what I mean? So you do not have to touch somebody to give them energy and to give them healing and whatnot, but it's just that connection that I want to give him extra, for the day. But he maybe let me get in about 1.5 seconds, so I had to give a little appreciation for that, before he caught on what I was doing that, before you pulled away. So start finding the appreciation every day, even if it's appreciation for little things. Like I had an amazing week. I had, like I said, 5 beautiful students. I had a whole bunch of people with sessions. I have a whole bunch of calls booked for my one-to-one intuitive kind of mentoring, the really intense mentoring to uplevel your intuitive gifts. I had a whole bunch of calls for that this week. Today I get to do a whole bunch of stuff for my Akashic program, which I'm really excited about. Kind of getting everybody ready for the next week of what's going on, and even just appreciation for the freedom, that I've worked hard for years to kind of work for myself and be on my own, and that appreciation. So I'm trying to take every single day and not turn it into I should be doing this, I should be doing that, like resting if I need rest. So, you need to really find that time in your day to give yourself a break. If you need time, if you need freedom, if you need a nap, like, it's okay to take those things. And some tasks have to be done, and that's just what it is. Mom life, work life, whatever it is. But, self-preservation, and just ask spirit, like, I need some time. I really feel overwhelmed. Or spirit will start telling you, if you don't start taking some time, we'll make some time for you. So really find that time in your day and appreciate where you're at, what you have, and where you were before, because most likely where you're at, or where you're working towards, is what you're wanting and where you're wanting to be. And you're kind of leaving behind maybe the old you, maybe the more wounded you, maybe the more you that more lives in anxiety and depression and panic than the new you. So have appreciation for where you're at, where you've been, where you could be going. And you don't need to know how, what, when, where, or why things are going to happen. And this is a hard one for us humans. But then I tell that to spirit all the time. I get it. I know you're working, but sometimes I need more. Sometimes I need something. I need a boost. And, it's okay to need that boost, but just try not to control the boost. Just try to let it roll, and just say, okay, spirit, I need something. Give me a sign. Give me something so I know that you're there, you're paying attention, you're listening. And when they give you that sign, have appreciation for that sign, because they're confirming to you, they're backing up what they're telling you. They're trying to make you feel comforted. So the things that we're asking for might not come in the way that we're wanting them to come in, but they always bring what we need at the right time. So just really allow that to come in as it comes in. And like, one thing that I like to do is I like to just literally envision what it is I'm giving to spirit, whether it's bills, whatever it is, putting people in my Akashic program. Like, I just let spirit do that. And I just literally envision it in my hands, and I literally hand it to them, and they're always to my right. So I hand it to them, and I'm just like this. Okay, whatever's for my highest and best good. Does everybody want to sell out their programs as soon as they, of course. But I also know that the right people sign up for my programs, the right people work with me, the right people that need me and how I work and how I help them, that those are the people that sign up. So do I want a program filled with people who are not right for me? Absolutely not, because it'll just be challenging. And you have to really start having that mindset of, you have a goal in mind and it doesn't come to fruition, but is it better? Is it for your highest and best good? Maybe, like, my goal was to get 8 to 12 people in my Akashic program, but I really let spirit have that, because if it's not for my highest and best good or my clients, maybe they would bring me 12 people, but they wouldn't be the right people, so the people maybe wouldn't get the best or the most out of the class, or they wouldn't participate, or whatever it is. So I know the people that sign up with me are the people that need me. They're ready for me. They're ready to do the work. And I really let go of kind of all of the contingencies that we'd like to put on ourselves for the human side. So just know and have that appreciation for whatever it is that you're doing, wherever you're at in life, whatever you're asking spirit for, universe for, God for. Just really put the energy behind it, whatever's for my highest and best good. If please just bring me the right people for me. And I say that every day when I post on social media, if I'm creating a post, if I'm doing videos, whatever it is, please just let the people that need to see this, whether it's today or in 6 months, see this. And it's really just putting that out there and having that appreciation and knowing that spirit always provides, even though you get a little panic and a little overwhelm on the human side. You have to know that spirit's always there, guiding you, protecting you, keeping you safe, and really bringing in whatever you need in your life. So please let me know. I'd love to hear where you've had some appreciation lately, where you've maybe panicked or overthought a little bit, and then it turned out way better than you ever thought that it could. And sorry, I took my glasses off. So I'd love to know where your appreciation is at. So I know for me, I'm really working on appreciating, especially the huge things that happen in my life. I'm just kind of like, okay, and I move on, you know. So I'm really trying to put more energy into myself to really revel in it, take time and pat myself on the back, and just be like proud of myself, because you know, all of the things that I'm trying to accomplish in my life for myself, for my family, they're big things, and I'm just like, okay, but I want to make sure that my kids especially appreciate, you know, my daughter just graduated high school, she just started beauty school, and that's a big huge thing, so we want to make sure she understands how big of a thing that is, you know. So really start paying attention. The spirit message has been big lately. Really pay attention to what is coming in, what you're asking for, what's really happening, and start having that appreciation, whether it's a little bit every day or you have this big huge celebration, you go do your nails, whatever the fuck it is that you do for yourself. Appreciate it, understand it, revel in it, and really really allow yourself to just be fucking overwhelmed and overjoyed and excited about it. Because if you're not super excited about it, how's everybody else going to be excited about it? So please, I'd love to know your appreciation story. What do I have going on? My Akashic program just started. So if you were curious or thinking you wanted to do it, there's still time to get in if you wanted to. It's still the first week. So it'd still be a safe time for you to join that program. Otherwise, it'll be coming up again in a couple months. I have one-to-one, it's called Ascension. So we really work on developing your intuition, enhancing your intuition, whether you just want to enhance your intuition to use in your current business, your coaching business, to connect to your clients on a deeper level, or you really want to develop your intuition to really connect to your spirit team, in a way easier, faster, stronger way. So I really help you break through all the mindfuckery on this side, and then we really push through to enhance your spiritual connection, for yourself, for your business, so that your connection to spirit stronger, faster, easier. There's no fear, there's no doubt, there's no kind of ego, there's no second guessing. So we really push through in my one-to-one mentoring to do that, and just to really I'm really there to support you. I do not do the work for you. I will push you up the hill, but it's up to you to actually, you know, put in the work every day. But I'm there to support you every day. So that is the one-to-one. And then I always have sessions open, Akashic sessions, intuitive sessions if you just need some clarity, some guidance in your life, your business, and just clearing. If you really need a deep soul and home clearing, I have those available as well. But please let me know. I'd love to know your appreciation story. If you heard this and you're like, shit, I need to do that too, I'd love to know that as well. But I hope everybody has a great Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. But otherwise, I'll talk to you later.